I think the real story here is Masa Son, who is a very, very astute entrepreneur, the #1 entrepreneur Japan has ever had. He's worth $19 billion, and he took the initiative with President-elect Trump back in early December and promised him 50,000 jobs. These 5,000 from Sprint, the first tranche of that, and I think the OneWeb he owns, he's invested there, and I think that's probably another 3,000. But it's good news. I mean, we can only say it's good news, and I think Son is a very creative, brilliant entrepreneur. He has one idea a day, and Japan's never seen anything quite like him, and I think it's great. So President Trump is naturally going to claim credit for every opportunity he gets to create jobs. That's his mantra, and it's good news for the country, and maybe he's giving us more hope. So I can't be negative about anyone that's going to come in and create jobs. Substantively, I think there's a lot more we need to do long term, but in terms of short term. But this is old news. I mean, this was announced back in December, around the 10th of December.
Well, and the other question that raises is, what is Masa Son and SoftBank getting out of it on the other side? I mean, clearly it doesn't hurt to have a friendly relationship with the new administration, but this is someone who's tried to get a big deal done, Sprint and T-Mobile failing because of U.S. antitrust regulators.
Well, I think I met with Masa back in June. He didn't go to reveal all his strategies, but I think he'd like to still get that deal done. Marcello Clare, who runs Sprint, is doing his best, but they're not as large as they need to be compared to AT&T, Verizon, and the merger with T-Mobile in the U.S. I think would give them a lot more clout and ability to compete. So I think certainly he has that in the back of his mind that he'd like to get that done. With a series of negotiations and promises, and I think you'll see something happen during 17 that'll come back on the table. I don't know, no one's told me, but that's what I think will happen.
Bill, more generally, do you feel that the next administration is going to be pro or anti-M&A? Clearly, there was some rhetoric on the campaign trail that was against certain deals, but that was sort of opportune timing, if you will, and clearly he's changed his view on certain parts of his campaign rhetoric since being elected. Do you think he's going to be pro-M&A in the way that he's generally pro-business?
I think he's going to be pro-jobs, and if these jobs if the M&A is seen as reducing jobs, I think he won't be positive, but if they're seen as creating jobs in the U.S., I think you'll see him being very pro-M&A. Now, you can go too far with that when you see the #2 and #3 in an industry combined like you're seeing among the health plans. There are lots of questions about that, and so I myself have reservations about going too far. But I think if people are really committed to growth, I think that's the question. Or are you just doing parallel mergers to shrink? You know, the AT&T Time Warner deal, to me is a parallel deal. It's not just. I mean, it's a different kind of deal, and I think they are committed to growth. So I think that's the question.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.